Justice for the family of a murdered teenager came with ugly consequences inside and outside of a Fort Worth courtroom. The convicted killer made a profane outburst and was hauled away moments after he was sentenced. Broderick Patterson got life in prison for murdering Eric Forrester, a high school honors student who was shot and killed when he interrupted a burglary in his home in 2010. His family declined to comment on today's shocking display in court. Then moments later, outside court, that man who appeared to be with the Patterson family attacked one of our photographers. Fox 4's Dion England was there as it all unfolded. Dion.
Well, that's right. 6 hours of sentencing deliberations over 2 days. And when the judge uttered those words, life in prison, 18-year-old Broderick Patterson just snapped.
I love you, Mama. You hear me? I love you. Little ball, y'all, to wrap it up.
Mr. Patterson.
All y'all, jury. All y'all. All y'all. State. All y'all from home.
Now, Patterson continued to yell out profanities even after the door closed while in a small holding area. Now, prosecutors say jurors were stunned and some shaken by the outburst. Afterward, prosecutor Christy Jack told us she's actually glad it happened.
I hate to say that I'm grateful that he reacted that way, but I am grateful that the jury got to see the real Broderick Patterson. I think he demonstrated exactly who we believed and who the evidence showed he was.
Then this, more drama as the family spilled out into the hallway when we offered Patterson's family and friends a chance to give their reaction. Instead, one of them assaulted Fox 4 photographer Paul Bean, who was standing some 40 feet away.
Camera out of my face, man. I'm not gonna kill you.
Now, the man who was never identified to us went back to Patterson's family. Moments later, when things cooled down, Patterson's aunt walked over and told us she feels the juvenile justice system failed her nephew.
Broderick should have been placed in a boot camp facility. There should have not been time after time after time for him to continually get into trouble and continually get a slap on the wrist for the things that he was doing. There is no help for our youth out there, but it takes something like this tragic to happen before anyone pays attention.
Now, here's some of what she's referring to. Details of Patterson's criminal history came out during testimony in this case. Starting in 2009, he was arrested for burglary, also a purse snatching, and then later an assault at Southwest High School. In fact, Patterson was on probation for burglary when he and his co-defendant in this case broke into Eric Forrester's home in 2010. Clarice?
Deanna, an explosive day in court, but you've been working this trial all week. Tell us about the tension that's been in that courtroom.
Yeah, indeed. Today's outburst was not the first sign of anger. In fact, it was not the first time that a Fox 4 photographer was assaulted throughout this case. Now, on Tuesday of this week, the defendant's brother, Breon Patterson, threatened and shoved photojournalist Larry Rodriguez. Now, this was just after he was escorted out of the courtroom because he got upset and became disruptive during testimony about his being connected to a gang and his influence on his brother Broderick. Now, these incidents were enough to even rattle the jury in this case. Prosecutors also spoke about that today.
Well, some of them wanted to make sure that they had security with them or that they rode the jury van and they did not want to walk by themselves out to their cars.
That's alarming, Dion. I mean, very scary for a lot of people who are involved in that. And tell us about this, because normally it's the victim's family that gets to address the defendant after sentencing, but that didn't happen in this case.
Yeah, that's right. That's how things were supposed to play out today. We were told that Eric Forrester's family had made plans to make a statement after the sentence was delivered. They changed their minds, we're also told, just minutes before, but of course the defendant's outburst changed the dynamic of how things ended there today. Now, Eric Forrester's family now prepares to go through this ordeal again, but so far co-defendant Clifton Elliott, his trial date has not yet been set. And if you have any questions about this story or any story, we invite you to post them on Twitter with the hashtag Fox4Answers. We will select one and bring you the answer tonight on Fox 4 at 6. Clarice.